So we are gearing up towards the end of the SSC CGL 2025 Tier 1 examination, and I am here with yet another practice session for the logical reasoning section with variations in each session which are at par the level of your examination. So we will not waste a single second. We will start right away, and by the end of the session we will be powerfully and quickly saving a lot of time is the main agenda, solving 20 questions by the end of this session. So this is the very first question. Which date in November 2000 was Thursday? Right. Now for this particular option, what will be the best approach? The best approach is you pick up any one date out of this. Okay, you pick up any one date after this. Let's say you pick up 2 November, 2nd November, right? And find out what is the date of 2nd November. So 2nd November 2000. Now what can be a good approach? That you can find out the date on 31st December 2000 and come back. That will be a faster approach, right? So what will be 31st December 2000? So 2000 years had 0 odd days. That means this was a Sunday. If this was a Sunday, I have to go till November. So how many days in November I have? 30 minus 2, 28 is 0. And December I have full 3 odd days to come back. So my actual day on 2nd November will be Sunday minus 3. Sunday is 7, 7 minus 3 is 4, so that's a Thursday. Now if I know 2nd is a Thursday for sure, okay, I have now after 2nd, 7 days later is not going to be 10, so 10th is not a Thursday. 21 minus 2, it's not divisible by 7, so not a Thursday. 16 minus 2 is 14, so this is divisible, so actually option D will be the correct answer. If 2nd November was a Thursday, 16th November is also going to be a Thursday. Cool? Next. I think we have done a similar question in the past. What is the total duration between 15 July 2019 and 16 July 2020 at 12:38, 12:46, 12:38? So this is from here to this date if we go, considering the same time, let's say 12:46 to 12:46. How many days would have passed? From 15 July 2019 to 15 July 2020. It would have been 366 days. Why? Because technically this one is a leap year. Okay. So from 15 July 2019 to 15 July 2020 will be 366 days, correct? Because leap year. So one extra odd day. And after that, let's say we have come till 12:46 PM on 15 July 2020. From 12:46 to 12:38 next day. 12:46 to 12:46 would have been 24 hours. This is only till 38. So how many minutes short? We are 8 minutes short from 24 hours. That is 23 hours, 52 minutes. That's our answer. So here it is. Option D is the correct answer. Okay. Next. This one is a good one. A lot of you don't know this. Okay. This is not reasoning though. How many meaningful words or meaningless words can be formed using all the letters of the word Delhi? Now those who know, very nice, you will instantly get your answers. Those who don't know will get confused. Why? Because meaningful words you can still try to find out. Okay. But what about, for example, you will say that I can, let's say I can form hide. Right? But how do you find non-meaningful words also? Words which do not have a meaning. Right? And remember, we are talking about 5-letter words only. So what is the answer here? Technical answer is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are talking about 5-letter words, whether meaningful or non-meaningful, I don't mind. So that means it's simply asking you what are the various combination of letters available or possible from these 5 letters. So in the first position, I have 5 letters. Correct? Now 1 will be set here out of these and we'll be left with 4. So we'll have 4 here. Then we'll be left with 3. Then we'll have 2 and then in the end we have 1 letter. So these arrangements are 120. We call this as 5 factorial. 5 factorial means reducing multiplication, reducing product of 5 by minus 1, consecutive reducing product of 5 till 1. Factorial of any number, n factorial, implies n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 into n minus 3 up till you get the time number 1. Okay. And this factorial gives you the combination, the possibilities of various combinations from some certain set of letters. Okay. So option C is the correct answer. But if they're asked to meaningful, then it is a reasoning question. This is a quant question. Okay? Next. Hi, Sai Kalyan. Good evening. Choose the word from the options which cannot be formed using the letters of the given word Canterbury. Which cannot be used formed from Canterbury. That can be formed. Burnt can be formed. Crane, C-R-A-N-E can be formed. Anther, A-N-T-H is not there. So anther cannot be formed. Option D is the right answer. Okay. Next. This is a question from word series. Word series. That means there is no logic of consecutive letters or anything which is going on. Corresponding letters, etc. But the words are related with each other to some sense, and that sense needs to be continued. What is sense here? The consecutive planets from the first one in the solar system. So it's Mercury, Venus, Earth. The next one has to be Mars. So option B is the right answer. Okay. Distance from the sun. See, this is a slightly different way of asking the same question. Why? Because if you look at the question, you will feel like it is a coding-decoding question. B is 6, T is 4, Q is 8. So your mind will say that, okay, 2, B is 2 and 6 means plus 4. T is 4 means 20. I add the digits and multiply by 2. I don't know what. Something of that sort, right? But this is not what it is. It's a mathematical operator-based question. And there is no B here. So they are doing R into T, that is 24 into 4 divided by 8 plus 4. Okay, 24 into 4 divided by 8. So this is 8 into 3, 24 by this is 12. Correct? And 12 plus 4 is 60. So option D is the right answer. The question is very easy, but just unnecessarily, because you're not expecting something of this sort, you get tricked into this. Cool? Next. This one is a good one. These questions actually, sometimes they seem to be very easy, but sometimes looking at the jumbled letters, you will not be able to find a correct word. And the smaller the word, the more difficult it becomes. The larger the word, the probability of you finding that word becomes very easy. But they are very small words, 4-letter words. So it becomes slightly difficult for you to understand what this is all about. Okay. So what is the only option which we have? We can randomize the arrangements. So for A, F, M, R, what can we do? We can start from F, let's say F, A, M, R. Not making sense. But from here only you'll get your answer though. Anyways, M, A, F, R, M, F, A, R, anything. M, A, R, F also we can do. But that's also not making sense. And R, A, F, M. From here, if you look at them together, you will understand right away that this is talking about a farm. The moment you get one word, you will start getting the other words automatically. You will say this is land. This is, you will not be able to figure it out, and this is plant. So ideally, this itself is the odd one out. Why? Because there is no meaningful word which you can form from these 4 letters. From the other 3, you can form words which are connected to a place, a piece of land, a plant, not the green plant. It is talking about a factory, a plant. Okay, the land, a farm. Okay, everything is a piece of land. Everything is a place, but this is not there. So option C is the odd one. Okay. Next. A mother is crying. Statement assumptions. Assumptions means think from the point of view of the author. Strictly from the point of view of the author. Oh, it's buffering. Something is wrong. Hello, hello. Can you see me now? Sai must be thinking, whenever I visit the class live, this guy's class starts buffering. I don't know. Something is wrong. Okay. A mother is crying in the hospital because her only son died in a road accident while riding a bike. Okay. The mother thinks it was her son's fault. The mother thinks that God is not with her. What do you think is the correct assumption here? What do you think is the correct assumption? See, what is the assumption of the author, or think from the mother's perspective, that when the mother was crying in the hospital, looking at her son's, probably she's sitting by her son, a dead son, thinking that he met with an accident in a road bike. What was she thinking? What could she have been thinking which needs to make sense? So the mother thinks it was her son's fault. Is it written anywhere here? Obviously, assumptions are never explicit. So they will surely not write it here. But can you make a sense that the mother must be thinking that it definitely was my son's fault? No. She's grieving right now. She's not in a process. She's not in a place to think anything. Okay. And the mother thinks that God is not with her. I mean, see, maybe she's thinking that, but this assumption cannot be drawn from what is written here. It is not implicit. This is something which you are assuming over the top because you are generalizing the situation. That generally, many a times in this situation, this is what humans think. So probably she's thinking that. Maybe she's an atheist. We don't know. Maybe she does not believe in God. That is something which you are assuming. We don't want your assumptions. We purely want the author's assumption. So while writing this, the author must be thinking that the mother is sad. The mother is grieving. The mother is in pain. Definitely, that's right. That's a correct assumption. It's not written anywhere, but it's clearly indicative. But the mother assuming that God is not with her, that's too much. That is something which you are assuming. You are adding fuel to fire. So neither assumption 1 nor 2 will follow the approach, the statement. Next. And questions based on. Oh, okay, Sai. Great, great. I could see buffering in my end, so I thought maybe today also my session will be hijacked by this buffering. Great. If it's working fine, wonderful. Statement conclusions this time. And mind it, these kind of questions are being asked. I think there's something wrong in this question. Leaders who create a hue and cry for using Hindi usually send their children to study in English medium schools. There's a lack of good English medium schools in India. I think this is not making sense. But if I say that leaders who create a hue and cry for using English usually send their children to study in English medium schools, then maybe that is also not defining this. I think conclusion 1 is not following. It's very unnecessary. And there is a big difference between giving advice and practicing it in this world. So this is what this is indicating towards. This is an implicit conclusion. This is an implicit conclusion. And this could have been safely assumed to be an assumption as well. This could have been safely assumed to be the author's assumption as well. While writing that, this is so obvious that the author need not mention that in the statement. So I think only conclusion 2 follows should be the correct answer here. Option B should be the right answer, ideally. And mind it, conclusions and assumption based questions have been seen in some shifts. So be careful with that. Next. Now, a tenant told his neighbor, nowadays in marriage ceremonies, very loud DJ music is played which disturbs the people around. Conclusion, DJ music is very popular these days in marriages and the tenant likes peaceful localities. What conclusion will you draw? This is an excellent question actually. That will you draw conclusions which are related to the statement only, or will you draw conclusions which can be taken from the statement even if in a different context? So it's pretty simple actually. You need not be in context with what is being said. If it can be extracted from that, it is still true. See, a tenant is telling his neighbor that nowadays in marriage ceremonies, very loud DJ music is played. Nowadays in marriage ceremonies, very loud DJ music is played. Now, this is a generic statement. So, he's kind of stereotyping marriages and DJ music. That implies that DJ music is actually very popular in marriages today. Can you conclude that? Yes, you can. That's an implicit conclusion. Okay. DJ music is very popular these days in marriages. A lot of people feel that okay, this conclusion is not true because it is not being spoken of. It is being spoken of. Second one says the tenant likes peaceful localities. Of course, so the tenant is actually disturbed by the loud DJ music. So he probably has an inclination towards peaceful areas. So I can draw both these conclusions. So option D should be the best answer here. Don't get divided by context. A lot of people try to find context, that if it is related to my statement, the essence of my statement, the tonality of my statement, then it will be a correct answer. I have always told you multiple times, please don't fall the tonality trap. Always read your statement in a neutral tone. Don't be biased towards it. Don't read it in a positive tone. Don't read it in a negative tone. Because otherwise your conclusions will also be affected accordingly. So let it be bland, absolutely without any tone or emotion. Then try to associate with the correct conclusions. Be robotic in these cases. Next. Okay, we'll again check for definite and possibility both, okay? So all pens are shoes. All shoes are walls. Easy. All pens are walls, absolutely right. Some walls are pens, absolutely correct. All walls are shoes, not at all. All walls are shoes. So this is written twice, is it? Okay, I think we'll ignore the fourth one then. And in that case, 1 and 2 follow. Option B will be the right answer. Okay, we'll remove the fourth one because that does not seem to be credible. We don't know what's the correct one. So let's make it as all 1, 2 and 3 follow, okay? So what is my correct answer? My correct answer is going to be only 1 and 2 follow. Okay, option B will be the right answer. And what about possibility cases? All pens are walls is a possibility. If it's correct, both are incorrect. Okay, and all walls are shoes is a possibility. Yes, that's right. Cool. Next. In a class of 26 students, 14 students have cats, 10 students have dogs, 5 students have parrots, and 4 students have both cats and dogs. 1 has both a dog and a parrot, and 3 have both parrots and cats. No students is all 3. Then how many students have none? Okay. So we'll have this. We'll start it with a Venn diagram only. There are 3 types of animals. They have cats, they have dogs, and they have parrots. The total is 26. 14 have cats, 10 have dogs, 5 have parrots, and none have both. None of all the 3, so 0. So 4 have both cats and dogs. That means these are the 4 people here. 1 has both dog and a parrot, so 1 is here. And 3 have both parrots and cats, so 3 are here. Now the question is asking how many students have none. Okay, so now you'll have to arrange this. So this is 14, so 4 3 7 means this is 7. If this is 10, so 4 1 5, so this is 5. And this is 5, so 1 3 4 means this is 1. Now you find out the union here. Find out the total of this union here. So 7 3 10 4 14 15 16 plus 5 21, and the total is 26. So how many are outside? So how many are outside? It is 5. So how many have none? 5 people have none of the pets. So option C is the correct answer. Okay, you can also find it from the formula. We don't know the total, but we know that the union total. But don't find the union to be 26 in that case, okay? Otherwise, you'll get it wrong. Next. If plus means into means divide, plus means into means divide means minus, and minus means plus, I am sure. Then what will be the value of the given expression? 10 divided by 5 is 2, 2 into 3 is 6. 999 plus 6 minus 4, then 999 plus 2, so 1001. Option B is the right answer. Easy. Next. Which option represents n is the father of n's father is m? M is the father of n. Okay. Which option represents n's father is m? Let's see. Now n has to be the father of n. This is what we are looking for. So m has to be a male. M cannot be female. So m cannot have a percent sign after it. That's it. M cannot have a percent sign after it. Does m have a percent sign? M has a percent sign here. This is gone. Okay. Now m cannot come in the end. Usually, people who are coming in the end will not have their genders clearly known. So, if percent means A is a daughter, so N is a daughter of M, but we don't know whether M is a father or mother. So, this will also go. So, we will say gender unknown, and we will say female gender. M has to be the father, so he has to be male gender. Okay, now we have two options with us. M is not there only here. Okay, so we are only left with option C. So many times, almost half of the times, you will see that only by elimination you will get these answers. You actually don't have to form trees for each option. At least with elimination, eliminate two options so that you have to form only two trees. Don't form all four of them and check. Okay. So just for the sake of it, if we check M minus C means M is the brother of C. C percent F, C is the daughter of F. F is the daughter of. Again, this is incorrect, I believe. What? F is the daughter of N. So, N's father is not M. Okay, wait. We'll have to confirm this. This is incorrect. Surely some typo error is there. Leave it. Next. Pointing to a picture, a man said, she is the daughter. So the person in the picture is a woman. She is the daughter of the woman who is the mother of my mother's husband. This is the man. Man's mother. Husband means man's father. My mother's husband. She is the daughter of the woman who is the mother of my mother's husband. So this is man's grandmother. And her daughter is the picture woman. See, pointing to a picture, man said, she is the daughter of the woman who is the mother of my mother's husband. Cool. What is the relationship of woman in the picture to the man? She is the aunt. She is the paternal aunt. Option B is the right answer. Cool. Next. One day Ganesh leaves his house and cycles 10 kilometers south. Okay. Ganesh leaves his house and cycles 10 kilometers south. Then turns right and goes 5 kilometers. Then again turns right and goes 10 kilometers. And finally turns left and goes 10 kilometers. Very easy. What distance will he have to cover to reach his house? So 10 plus 5, 15 kilometers. Option B. Tier 1, maybe they have reduced the level. I would not say reduced, but they have kept level almost at par at what they were asking prior to this as far as reasoning is concerned. But that makes it for sure that tier 2 they are going to increase it probably. That's expected this time. But again, let's see. They are surprising us every time. So we don't know. A man walks 30 meters south, then turns right and walks 30 meters. Then turns left and walks 20 meters. Again turning left, walks 30 meters. How far is he from his starting point? 30 plus 20, 50 meters. Okay. So look at the numbers. The numbers are mostly the same, so they are not going to help you out. The letters, we have 3 I's here, 2 M's here. So most probably I-84M seems to be the correct answer. Most probably, but this is just a rough prediction. Don't fall for this. Just keep on practicing this so that you can get better at it, but don't use it in your examinations. Okay. So first one is 21 and 18. So this is minus 3. 18 and 15 minus 3. So 15, 12, 12 minus 3. 12 minus 3 is 9. So we'll start with an I. So this is gone. For as far as this is concerned, second one, 25, 22, again minus 3, 22, 19, minus 3, 19, 16, 16 minus 3 is M. So I dash M, so this is also gone. We have two options. Now the number, so 9, 14, 14, 24, 24, 44, okay. 9, 14, 24, 44, 164. What is happening here? So 9, 14 is plus 5, 14, 24 is plus 10, 24, 44 is plus 20. So we are multiplying by 2. Correct. So we'll multiply by 2 again. So we'll have a 40 here. The moment we add a 40 to 44, we get an 84 here. Okay, and we'll confirm here. If you multiply by 2, we'll have to add an 80 here. Is that happening? Yes, that's happening. So 84 is the correct answer. So we knew, we had already predicted option B is the most probable answer. Okay. Next. Code for wheels car. Okay, wheels car. So this time we cannot straight away delete everything. Okay, but if we see car have wheels, okay, and the next one is wheels are red. Wheels are red. So we can find the code for wheels. What is the code for wheels? Subu mu mu. So the code for wheels is mu. The moment you know that the code for wheels is mu, you will delete everywhere where mu is not there. So this is not possible, this is not possible. Okay, so mu is wheels. Now you can use the deletion. What is deletion? So wherever car is not there, okay. So wheels are red has su, bu, mu, su and bu after it. So this is not car, no. So this will get deleted. So option A is the only possible answer. Okay. So remember, whenever I teach you, whenever I give you a question from Chinese coding, I always tell you that if they have asked you single word and 4 distinct options, then go with elimination directly. But if they have asked you 2 words, and if those words are being repeated in multiple sentences, then for one word find the code, okay, and for the other one then use elimination. That will always help you make it faster. You could have found the code for car also. I have red car and wheels are red. No. Car have wheels. So then you would have found the code for car have. That is also useless. Cool. But this is the best approach. Last question for today. Thrice is written as this. Sector is written as this. So what will be the code for joyful? I think it's very clear. This is reducing order. 20, 18, 9, 8, 5, 3 and 20, 19, 18, 15, 5, 3. So this is reducing order. That is descending order. descending order of letters. So for joyful, we'll start with a Y, 25, then we'll have 21. So YU. YUOL is there. JF. YUOL JF. YUOL JF. Option B is the right answer. Alright. So that's it. With that, we'll end the session here. Those were the questions today. Today's questions you would have found slightly more interesting, and I would not say difficult at all. They were at par at what we are doing so far, but with more variation. So the more you keep variating, some days you will find very easy questions, some day you will find slightly interesting questions. Some day might not be, it might just not be your day in an examination. So maybe despite learning everything and despite being masters in mock test, you might end up watching it in the exam. Unless and until, be careful, it should not be due to nervousness alone. If that is the case, then you have to understand, you have to realize, you have to recognize, you have to identify that your problem in the examination is not with the content, it's not with the level, it's not with the concept. It is purely and purely emotional, mental. It is nothing to do with your brain capacity. It is just to do with your emotional intelligence. So try to work on that and you will be able to improve, right? Thank you so much for joining live, guys. All the best for all of you. Those who still have their examinations left, don't worry, don't panic. It is going to be all right. Have faith and definitely let the power be with you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Namaskar. Jai Hind.